I breed dogs. Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead. I started
Um,
I started recording because even the stuff that's not in the conference is like things to listen to and go back and watch.
yeah. Yeah, I breed dogs, so I talk a lot about that in groups about how much Orina and stuff like that helps with breeding dogs and helping them go through, detox and stuff like that. So I've been kicked out of a few groups, but yeah.
Well, I'm one of the admins of the Urine Therapy Does a Body Good Telegram group.
Okay. I'll have to join that.
Is this backwards?
Nope, that's right.
All right, that's the name of the group.
Okay, got it. Got it.
And this is a slogan which I got a copyright for, which means you can take it and run with it and have my blessings.
Ooh, that's nice. Thank you.
Okay. So what happens is there are people who get into the groups who may or may not have been invited by a member, and they post off-topic stuff.
Yeah. I see
Go
that happening. Yeah.
go figure, right? And everybody knows they're trolls or they're AI bots, and you're going, somebody delete that guy.
Yeah. 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 Happens in all the groups, right?
Yeah, or we're just gonna throw pee at him.
Yeah.
We'll just baptize there, you know what, and
No.
get him
Yeah,
with
but that's almost like throwing away gold on them, right?
Mhm. Yeah, well, you know what John Lennon would have sang if it was an alternative reality? He would have sang a song entitled "All We Are Saying Is Give Piss a Chance."
Yes. Yes.
And I'm
That's true.
sure that what?
That's true.
That's true. Well, you know, us guys here have been at this for a while. I've been at this since 1994.
Nice.
And you've learned not only the beauty and the power and the effectiveness of your water that was made by you for you
Mm-hmm.
to recycle and keep the loop circle going uh,
Yes.
has no limit to it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. No limit.
No
No
limit.
limit at all. Keeps evolving. It keeps, yeah, it's beautiful.
And that is also a metaphor for what we as a human are doing.
Yeah.
We are
Yeah.
evolving, hopefully.
I believe that. I
I
mean,
do.
especially healed and within my own body
Mhm,
and with other bodies. Like I said, with the dogs, I've collected the female's urine
mhm,
and given her puppies.
mhm,
And yeah, there's huge benefits and detoxing and helping them get through ailments and
mhm.
just their minds. They're so much more aware and alert and listen at such a younger age than previous litters. It's a beautiful experiment to
Yes,
the evolution.
it is. So I'm glad you brought up pets and urine therapy.
Yeah, I'm a really big advocate of it. Especially um like my one female, she got a cactus poked in her eye,
Mhm.
and I don't go to the doctor myself, so I was gonna go to the doctor for her. And so I just put evolved drops of my own in her eye, and within 2 weeks, it was just like a little puncture. It wasn't too deep, but
Mhm.
you could see punctured the eye, and it
Right.
was healed, completely healed. No, nothing. And so, yeah.
Well, more and more people, I have this unique perspective on the worldwide water movement and what's going on all over the planet. And
Mm-hmm.
so people reach out to me because they get insights. They find articles from the 1900s, from the 1800s about urine therapy injections. We just found one from like 1912.
I've heard of that in like just a groups, like groups doing it. I've seen people doing injections of it.
Exactly. Knowing how to do it and what size needle and what size
Okay, yeah, I don't know that, but
is
I've seen.
something. Yeah, you got to ask the guys who do like B12 injections for individuals.
Okay, okay.
So one of the things that's coming across the desk, I'd love to be able to say that on a camera. One of the things that comes across my desk, I was just reminiscing this morning about how interesting where my life has made a turnaround where I went to college to study radio and television.
Oh, okay. We all
But
went to college for.
life has a way of turning things around.
Yes.
So now, 40 something years later, look what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, you're somewhat doing it, right? I mean, you're kind of on television and you're speaking, right?
I'm speaking, and Gary, hi Gary, welcome to the call.
Thank you. Good to be here.
What's your last name?
Pillion.
That's the Gary I know. Yay, very good. So I was talking with Vanessa. Say hi to Vanessa. We're a family.
Yeah.
More and more people are sending me the testimonials about their pets, how they used urine therapy for their pets' health and their healing and their return to wellness. And whether it was a dog, a cat, a bird, a ferret, an alligator, it really didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one that's been a whole lot of fun was a friend of mine. She's in central United States. I'm not giving away people's names or locations anymore, but she would take an Orin bath. You're familiar with Shivambu and Orin, those words, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So she would collect enough to have the bath of a lifetime, just lay in it and enjoy it. And when she left the bathroom and came back, her dog, the pit bull, was jumping in the water, swimming in the water, drinking the water.
Yeah.
And she noticed 2 weeks later, her precious dog's hip pain went away.
Mm-hmm.
So now what do you think she puts in the dog's water bowl?
Yeah. Mine drink it. All of mine drink it. Yep.
Oh, they'll go through several rounds of it.
Yeah. My female loves, like, she's addicted to Evolved. Like if I get Evolved out, she wants that. She doesn't want anything fresh. She wants it Evolved. So yeah.
Very smart. So Gary, where are you dialing in from?
Nantucket Island.
Nantucket Island. I went there many years ago. It's beautiful up there.
Yeah, you've been?
Yeah, years ago, probably about 30-something years ago, I went with my folks. We had a little tour up there. We went to Nantucket. We went to Cape Town. I forget what's up there. What was it?
Cape Cod.
Yeah, we went to Cape Cod. We went to Provincetown. We did a little tour up there. And was it Nantucket where they name the houses instead of giving me street addresses?
It's a common thing to put a quarter board on the side of your house and name your house. Yeah.
I think it's so cool. So guys, we're going to start this call officially. How much time do you have to hang today?
I'd say at least a half hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
So stay as long as you can. We're going to start off with a welcome, guys, to the World Urine Therapy Conference call number 36. This has been going on for 3 years, if you can imagine that. And oftentimes we get people dialed in from everywhere. Once we had Dr. Bumi Samola from Nigeria and Sampana Osentosi from Botswana, Rico Mesa from Netherlands, Harry Matadine from England, Dr. Group from Houston. We had Amanda Vollmer. She dialed in from Canada. All kinds of great folks. So I'd like you to get your water if you got it nearby. And if you can, or just go make some. Vanessa, we've had people that said, I'll just put this underneath the desk. I'll have some in just a minute.
I see that.
And with this group, nothing surprises anybody anymore. People are going, I got to pee. I'm going, just grab a jar. Don't bother me. Go for it.
A little.
Okay. Have you ever seen this book?
I have a signed copy from you.
Well, the revision is in the publisher's hands right now. We're going to put the revised version out on 4/24/23.
Nice.
So in it is a poem, a sacred water prayer. Hold on, I got to turn down the kirtan music. And in this is a sacred water prayer. Are you familiar with going to kirtan?
No.
They're chanting groups.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, basically, what, Vanessa?
Yeah, I know of it. I have not done it.
Okay, the primary method of doing the chanting is what's known as caller response, which means the caller will say a verse, everyone else will say that verse after them, after him.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. I take this water of life.
I take this water of life
I declare it the water of light.
I declare the water of light.
As I bring this water within this body,
as I bring this water within this body,
it allows me to glow.
It allows me to glow.
I take this water of light.
I take this water of light.
I declare it the water of God.
I declare it the water of
God.
I am the master of all I do and all that I am.
I'm the master of all that I do and all that I am.
So be it.
So be it.
So be it.
Man, what a journey.
Mm-hmm.
We are on the mother of all movements. We are part of a momentum that's been building for over 5,000 years.
Mm.
Some people are calling us those who are debunking the medical myth that urine was a waste product. We know that's not true, right?
Yes.
And you know where that myth started?
Medical system?
Yes. You'll have to get my new book. It was started in 1917 by the Rockefeller Foundation.
Oh, surprise.
A surprise. So what they did was they decided to establish control over the healthcare system worldwide, and in so doing, attempt to eliminate their competition.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't do it. The people in the natural healing methods and the indigenous people and the sovereigns who kept up these traditions of healing and healthcare are still here. Urine therapy devotees, we've come up with about 800 million people practicing this in 50 countries. That's a force. That's a force. This is real. We're not a bunch of hobbyists or cultists.
Mm.
Even though some of our friends might question our sanity.
I was gonna say sometimes in the realm of common people, it feels like that.
It does, and you can have a whole lot of fun with it if you have the right state of mind.
Oh yeah, yeah, I definitely do. I definitely do.
And one of the things that you might have learned, have had some practice doing this, Gary, is to be able to know how to stand your ground when being approached by a naysayer or a heckler.
Mm.
So here's some examples, and they're in the book, by the way. The book before this book, hold on. This one just came out this year, the Pisscabulary of Urine-isms.
Nice.
And signed copies are available. And where's the other book? Hello. This is the handbook. All right. So in the handbook of the Healing Water book, you find ways to answer these naysayers. For example, someone says, urine therapy is a waste product. Everybody knows it's a waste product. It's a toxic material that your body gets rid of through the kidneys. And the first question out of your mouth should be, where did you get that idea from? Like most things, people just rely on their sources of information without doing any research. Oh, welcome to the United States 2023. You know, we're at a point in our history where we're questioning everything and finding out what's real.
Yes.
That's the great awakening going on. So I'm just going to make a few announcements and then ask you guys some questions, and we'll keep on going. Do you have any questions right now?
I'm good.
All set.
Okay. A urine therapy training course is coming up on April 4th. We've got 2 students already signed up. If you know anybody who wants to learn the material, it's a 16-hour course. It's a 5-day long course. The textbook is the manual for urine therapy teachers and therapists. And when you graduate, you get a certificate in urotherapy. That looks good on your wall in your office. Come on, guys. And then, let's see, the pre-launch is coming up. The Shivambu Hut. Have you heard of the Shivambu Hut?
Yeah, I'm on there.
You guys are both in it?
Yes.
All right. Our membership is up to 992 members.
Solid.
awesome.
That's pretty far out. And we're getting guys that are finding the rare archive documents and content, and they're posting it there. So we're keeping some of the material just solely to the hut instead of like
Okay.
putting it over social media. And while it's still free, it's a good time to introduce people to the hut. We have a team, our Shivambu organization, which is shivambu.org. We're a nonprofit organization. Our mission is to educate and bring the awareness of Shivambu out to the world. We're collaborating with some well-known naturopaths and holistic practitioners in working with regenerative medicine institutes. We first approached Wake Forest out there in South Carolina to give us a chemical composition analysis, stem cells analysis, ingredients, any toxicity of aged urine. Okay. The reason we're doing that is because there's several that have been out since the 1990s, 1970s that have the chemical composition about fresh urine. But more and more people are finding the potency in the increased stem cells and the antibodies and everything in the evolving urine is even more potent, even more exciting. So we're bringing out scientific documentation for those who believe in that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Okay. So we'll let you know what kind of progress is happening. Have you got a chance to see the Water Family Directory?
Maybe.
If you go to brothersage.com, there is an About tab. And
yes.
Okay, so the Water Family Directory, for those that are just coming to this call or will watch this later, lists urine therapy teachers and therapists across the planet, almost said around the world, across the planet. And so if anybody wants to be listed, and you can let us know if you consider yourself classified as a beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced master teacher, then that means you're willing to take a stand and be available for anybody who needs your help in that country.
It's a beautiful thing to do.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I'm still doing consultations. I'm averaging like 2 every other day from people all over the place who are just confused, scared, and don't know what to do with their health and healing. And Shivambu is only one component of wellness. So don't mean to let anybody down, but you just doing urine therapy alone is like a small improvement or a band-aid until you start changing and improving every area of your wellness in your life. Does that make any sense?
Agreed.
All right.
Yep.
So the folks that are still making poor food choices, I'm not going to criticize people's food trips, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
You know, we're supposed to be kind to our brothers who don't eat right. Okay. Yeah. So, you know, poor food choices, that doesn't work. All right. So you got to move more toward live foods, raw foods, veganism, fruitarianism, breatharianism, fasting, doing enemas, getting massages, getting out, exercising, getting out in the wild, in the wilderness, doing your spiritual practices, working on your emotional well-being. All that works to not only bring the level and the quality of your health and your life up higher than it's ever been, but if you do it right and you practice it every day, this is your wellness practice for a lifetime.
Agreed. It's a whole system, whole body system.
It's self-regeneration, and nothing does it better than Shivambu. Now, I have a pet peeve about all these guys that are coming out with the new magic bullet, the new healing lotion potion stuff. I'm not going to say what they are, niacin. I'm not going to say what they are, methylene blue, zeolite. I mean, all these people are coming off with this stuff. They're going, okay, you got to get this because that'll get rid of the heavy metals. And then you got to get rid of this because it gets rid of the parasites. And you got to get this because it does this and helps the mitochondria and helps the brain. I'm getting all this across my desk. And ultimately, you're changing your support structure from yourself to an external supplement.
Agreed.
And what people don't tell you, if they start doing these supplements, you're going to have to be dependent on them for your life.
Oh, another need.
It's another need. It's another external application or another guru or another whatever. Mm-hmm. So if that comes into your attention, meditate on it before you go nuts with it, because some people are jumping all over the place on these new super things. that are coming out? Or this device that zaps you with red light, or whatever people are into. Any questions?
Nope.
All right, that's the end of the announcements. Wow, we got off easy. Let's start with Gary. What urine therapy topical product protocols are you currently practicing?
I had these cracks. I work with my hands. I do a lot of gardening, and I had these cracks in my skin along my right hand, like my fingers I use the most.
Mm-hmm.
And when I would get in the sauna, I would soak my hand in Evolve in a jar, and I would switch. I would put one hand in the jar and the other one in the jar. And my hands are starting to look and feel so beautiful. So that's been really nice. I like putting fresh on my hair and my skin after getting out of the shower.
Can you give us a close-up of those beautiful mittens of yours?
They're still healing.
Nice.
They're still healing, but they're feeling a lot better. Yeah, I like doing foot soaks.
For how long?
Gosh, like at least a half hour. Yeah, I'll put a glass jar in a pot of water and get it nice and warm.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that feels really great. I like putting Evolved on my skin before going out in the sun or getting in the sauna. And yeah, that feels pretty fantastic. So topically, that's about it.
Wonderful. Vanessa, do you do any topicals different than Gary?
No, not really. I mean, I have dreadlocks, so I do Evolved in my hair, mostly on my scalp, just because my dreadlocks will soak all of that in if I do it completely Evolved. And clean it that way. Evolved in my eyes. I do snooters up the nose.
Explain a snooter.
I hang up in my yoga swing and so I'm upside down completely. You can do it just with your head on the floor, but I like to do it that way. And then I put 2 droppers each of Evolved in each nostril, and then as you just slow your breathing and allow it, you can actually start to breathe through those nostrils with the Evolved in there.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually feel it in your crown. My head, my brain lights up. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do snooters daily, and yeah, everything else he does, I do. So foot soaks. I've done one for 3 hours on accident. I have a hot foot soak, so it did heat it up. So I've heard the stem cells might not be there or whatever, but my feet felt amazing and they looked amazing. So yeah.
I would say when it comes to what may or may not be in the Orin, that Shivambu is more powerful than our thoughts about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that was one. Somebody asked me, I think it was Harry out in the UK, says, well, some people are wondering if I should put urine in in plastic jars, if I could store it in plastic jars. I said, well, what do you think? I mean, the Shivambu alchemizes and sterilizes and neutralizes anything it touches. What could be more powerful than the Shivambu? It's more powerful than the plastic.
Yeah, I mean, that is a point. Yeah.
I mean, the other side of it is we're so spoiled in our country, we don't even think about people in certain countries that all they have is plastic containers.
That is true. Yeah.
Or a homeless pee drinker. What a rich man. A homeless pee drinker, all he's got is a plastic jar.
Yeah. Far better doing that than anything else he would be consuming.
Exactly. So, have you guys ever seen one of these guys before?
Yeah, like a nasal spray.
It's exactly right. It's a nasal spray. And this is about a 6-month-old in here. My Orin. Oh, what's the date on that? Oh, it's older than that. July of 2022. Wow, let's try it. Oh, 3 seconds staying. Wait a minute, wait for it. Anyway, these are great. It's gonna come back and haunt me in about 2 seconds. These are great to have on your hip pack, your backpack, your glove box, in your car. You can get these in plastic, like 3 of them for $6. And where anytime your brain starts to have brain fog, you can't keep up with people, your energy dips, a couple of shots of these in each nostril, watch your brain come back online.
I'm definitely getting that. I never thought of that. I used to use the medical, version of that,
The
but
syringes, yeah.
yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
I've had pretty gnarly headaches go away almost instantly after doing that.
Yeah. You're also in the same time. Now, I don't know if you guys ever got into drinking urine up the nose and doing the Shivambu nose drinking, like Samuel Cohen out in, where's he right now? He may still be in Costa Rica. So he'd just take this down, put some in his mouth, pop it back his nose, and drink the whole jar in his nose. And what they're telling you is that unless you've really experienced your sinuses being hydrated for the first time, it's amazing, to have these cleared passageways behind the skull and up into the higher regions of the brain. Maybe you'll have a chance to understand what enlightenment is all about.
I can remember the first time I ever drank through my nose. It felt like things were getting hydrated that I'd never really ever felt before in my face, like up above my eyebrows and stuff. It was really trippy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, what I've been doing over the last couple of years is a lot of deeper detoxing than I have before, because I gotten into this, discovered there was mucoid plaque in my gut, and there was some fatty material that was still in the body. And even a guy like me who's been doing raw veganism forever, I had gallstones came out of me. And I've been doing anti microbes and microorganism parasite detoxes. And what it felt like is, for the first time that I could ever remember, that I wasn't in competition with anything or any entity for my body. Does that make any sense? You could think your own thoughts, and you didn't feel like your energy is being zapped by parasites in you. And some people actually feel like there is something in competition that's eating their nutrition or going with them on the journey. And without that in your body, it's an amazing feeling of what a safe and a warm and a freed up body is like.
That's amazing. No, I want to get there. And I'm curious, when you said you've done it, did you do that completely with Orin, with the mucoid plaque and stuff like that? Because I'm also raw vegan.
No, I brought in different cleanses and detox programs from two different sources.
Okay. Okay.
And you can want to reach out to me privately. I'll let you know what they are.
Okay.
I mean, I went back now. I've been doing this since the 70s. So back in the day when we had Norman Walker and Bernard Jensen teaching about cleaning out the intestines, they had programs, and Dr. Richard Anderson, who brought the Rise and Shine products to the world. Did you ever hear any of those?
No, I did not.
People are doing psyllium husk and senna and all kinds of different herbs and stuff to break it free, and that would take them weeks to do this. And now the way everything has been evolved and enhanced, let's say this way, we now have technology that'll knock these things out in 24 to 48 hours.
Oh, okay. That's much better.
That's a time saver, and people don't seem to have time to sit around and cleanse. But I can tell you this from personal experience: if you're not doing any cleansing and you're detoxing, particularly if you're not working on your emotions that haven't been expressed, guys, your body will start to cleanse without your permission. If you're not doing practices to still your mind, slow down your energy and your pace, and really do some contemplation by taking a vacation from your busy life and going on a retreat, so to speak, then it'll appear that you're sick, and you'll need to just take a break from all your activity and lay down for a day. And that has happened to me about once a year. All of a sudden, it comes out of nowhere, and I'm laying down, my body's vibrating, my head hurts, and there's aches all over the place. And this happened to me about 4 or 5 days ago. And what I remembered was, a lot of times we take on the emotional energy pollution of our friends and our clients and our housemates.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Right. So you love people and you forget that their work is their work. don't take it on. It gets stored in your body.
It's true.
Their pain, their trauma, their suffering, their story. Leave it to them. Just love them and hold space for them, so you don't have to go down, because we need you on the planet.
So true.
We need you strong. Okay, what kind of containers, guys, do you store your urine in?
Glass.
Glass? What do you cover it with? Or do you cover it because it's optional?
Yeah, I used to have absolutely nothing, and then sometimes I noticed some dust or some bugs getting in there. So now I use old cut up t-shirts and I hold it down with the ring of an old jar without that, like, just the ring. And a couple of them are sealed to experiment around, but most of them are breathing through some type of material.
Okay. Vanessa, you're about the same way?
Yeah, same way. Yep.
Okay.
Glass, breathing. Some of them are sealed though. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I know it's I guess that goes up more, but sometimes it seems like they evolve faster. I don't know. So just experimenting.
So ultimately, covering it with a soft material or nylon stocking or sprouting bag, or some people use a coffee filter and an oversized jar lid, and then they just pop it on there. Okay, and some people, if you're storing it, actually screw on with the threads, because they know it's antiseptic, antibacterial, antiviral. Nothing can contaminate it. It'll sterilize anything in there. You only cover it up so nothing else gets in there. Flying insects and bugs and things that come out of nowhere. So whatever you're using, keep it up. What some people do is they put it by their bedside, so it keeps the air around their head fresh at night, like doing a nebulizer.
Yeah.
How do you feel about storing it in darkness versus sunlight?
I would say that's up to you. I've done both. I've kept some in the windowsill, and right now I've got about 4 gallons in ice chests in the garage.
Okay.
And what I do is I store up, and then out of nowhere, I get this whim. I got to go to the hot springs. I live in Colorado. So I go rent a motel room across the street from the entrance to the hot springs. At the end of the day, I turn my motel room into a Shivambu spa. And for 4 days, it smells yummy. I'm doing baths, foot soaks, enemas, body massages, just laying on the bed. And every time you come in, you go, why is that so familiar?
Yeah.
You do learn to appreciate your own body fragrance. Any questions so far?
Nope.
How has doing urine therapy affected or changed your lives?
So I started in August of 2021. I started because I read a distilled waters article from Christo online, and somebody else wrote it though. I can't remember the name. There's a YouTube on it.
Okay.
And I was my lungs were I was bleeding. I was coughing up blood. I was on a steroid inhaler, trying to get off that steroid inhaler, but I was having immense issues breathing, and I said that anything I could do to change that, I would do it. And so basically I did what most people don't do, is overnight I went from sad diet to raw, and I drank again. What'd you say?
You went cold turkey.
Yeah. Well, I said if I could heal myself because nobody else had done it, I'm going to do it. And that article really resonated with me. And so I went raw. And I drank a gallon of distilled water a day, like very religiously, in the sense, ritually, I guess, because I wanted to make sure. I knew that detox would be pretty hard. My hardest detoxes happened like later on, but my sinuses opened. I wasn't taking Benadryl to fall asleep.
Good.
or breathe. And yeah, I did it for complete health, and now I just keep doing it to keep clearing. I feel like I need a digestive clearing and stuff like that. So that's why I'm interested in that other information you were talking about.
Okay, be sure to remind me.
Yeah.
Okay, how you guys set on time?
Doing all right.
Doing
Yeah.
all right. When you first took your first drink, did you have to overcome a gag reflex, or it was just down the hatch? It was as natural as breathing.
More of a mental thing for me. Physically, it felt fine.
Mm-hmm. But you didn't have to like change your perception of what the urine is. It was just like, okay, have some apple juice.
I guess so, yeah.
Vanessa, how was that for you when you took your first drink?
Mine was pretty gnarly because it was, I mean, I was eating meat
I could
like
do it.
right before that. So it took me a little bit. I started with foot soaks and putting it on my body, and then I tried to put it with pineapple juice. I remember that was horrible.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot of mental, and then as my body cleared, it was like, oh, okay, this is, it was just like the salt and the meat. I don't know how people do it, honestly, who eat like regular diets and do it. I couldn't do it. I can tell when I even eat a grain of salt in my orange. So yeah,
Mhm.
now
Yeah.
it's delicious and amazing, and I can see, I can taste my emotions. So yeah.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Yeah. So your taste buds and your oral sensations are is just as accurate as litmus paper.
Okay.
Because a lot of people pull out the litmus paper to find out what the pH is, and they measure the pH.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are telling me they've got evolved orin that's 13 years old that has a pH of 14.
Mm. That's that video I watched. Okay, so that I have seen that. I remember that being said.
And then there's those that question now in this world of health and nutrition, there's always going to be polarizing sides and different viewpoints of everything. You've noticed that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate's good this week, but it's not next week. Salt's good. No, it's not good. And some people saying you should not do high pH alkaline urine because the body has acidity inside it that needs to be acid, like the stomach. And I don't have a problem with it. Whatever the age is, whatever the pH is, it doesn't bother me. But some people have a mental idea about it.
I think it's always helped my stomach. If I've ever had, like, if I've mixed like a pineapple with another fruit or something, just made bad food combinations. If I drink Evolved, it's, yeah, my body isn't freaking out anymore. It balances.
Okay. And
Almost feels like a one-way enema.
Yeah.
a one way,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Have you guys tried the belly button soak?
No. No.
You guys got to get caught up with the times. I've been there's 26 topical protocols that I've published so far.
Oh,
And here comes Ram Prana Yoga, probably from India. So some of the things you want to keep around you at all times in your supplies of urine therapy supplies and equipment. Hello, Rams. Good morning, brother. He's getting himself ready. So some of the things you want to keep around you is a cotton ball,
mm-hmm.
a cotton pad,
Yes.
a cotton Q-tip.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
When you're doing a belly button soak, now the belly button, also known as the navel, has where the umbilical cord was cut off, is known as the Pachadi. And there are over 72,000 nerve endings that make its way through the belly button. So by soaking, yeah, there's a lot. It's written in this book, by the way. If you soak this and stick it in your belly button and lay on your back for about 30 minutes to an hour, you'll be able to get a good distribution of orin inside your stomach. And once it gets in the bloodstream, it can go all over the place. So something to play with is a belly button soak. So he's already got his shirt opened up. He's going to do a belly button soak.
Thank you for that information.
Yeah. And these are great for you just need to freshen up, or you got a sunburn, or if you got a liver spot or whatever it is. Just any of these things are really good for holding the organ and to be able to do a massage or a body rub. Now, when you've done this for a while, you'll start seeing objects at the store you never thought about using it for, and all of a sudden it dawns on you what you could use it for. For example, I go through the store and there is the cleaning area, and there's a thing called a mitt, and it's a soft fabric with it's a mitten. You put your hand in, you're supposed to use it to clean off surfaces and blah, blah, blah. But I saw it as something you're going to soak it in the urine and just use that to give yourself a body rub. So keep an eye on things out in the store and see if your mind will show you different ways you can use it as connected to urine therapy. Rams, where are you dialing in from?
Yes, yes.
Where are you, my friend?
Hi. Hi.
Hi, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes.
You can tell us about his
I'm
wife.
from India. I'm from India.
Oh, well, welcome.
Practicing urine therapy.
Glad to have you. How long have you been practicing?
Yes, yes.
There's a little Wi-Fi signal is going in and out there. Are you going to be attending the urine therapy conference in Kerala in May?
No. I am not attending main programs. Only small programs.
Okay. Well, I was asked to go to India in May and be a guest speaker, but I'm not sure my schedule is going to open up or not. But it'd be nice to meet you and meet some of the folks that are out there in India, and just to get to know each other and experience each other in our work.
Yes. I have written a book, local language, Malayalam. Written 2 books.
Mm-hmm. Well, the people yeah.
Oh, yes.
The people you see on the screen are from different parts of the United States. This is the World Urine Therapy Conference call number 36.
Yeah.
It's been a joy for me to be the host 36 times and to see what kind of amazing water brothers and sisters show up on the screen and are willing to give us a peek into their lifestyle and their journey with urine therapy. So if you want to tell anybody about your journey, now is a good time. Can you guys hear him okay? It's a little bit hard to hear you. So Ram, we talked about different protocols on the call today. We talked about different ways that we can introduce urine therapy to newbies. If you get somebody who's asking you the question, if urine therapy is good for this and good for that and good for this and good for that, you got to remember we're not in the medical profession, so we're not going to make any claims. But what you can say is, I don't know about that. All I know is that when I do urine therapy, I feel better. My brain is clear. My energy is consistent. I mean, if you want to go deeper into the lifestyle, that's between you and this new person. But I wouldn't attempt to get them to misunderstand that you're not a doctor. We're just common lay people who discovered that our body has regenerative powers, and that was enough for us. Now, there's a lot of people who still want scientific evidence, and if they're seeking it, they'll probably find it because there's plenty of it floating around in the urine therapy communities. But the majority of people you meet, these millions of people that we've been fortunate to have on our planet, they go by direct experience and intuition. One of the, now I put a chart together. If you guys want a copy, just remind me. It's called the Shivambu Wisdom Chart. And on that chart, what was laid out is the 6 or 7 major principles or bullet points of urine therapy. The first one being, I might as well just list them since we got some time. You guys are still with me. The first one is that Shivambu is an intuitive medicine. That means it will guide you and it will tell you all kinds of things instead of having to ask urine therapy teachers and people in the community, what do I do about this and what do I do about that? It gives you incredible guidance. Number 2, it will alchemize, neutralize, and sterilize anything it touches. So you don't have to worry about, it's your best source of prevention and cure of anything that could come your way. Shivambu also works regardless of your considerations. So whether you're using a male urine, female, adult, a child, a different race, or a different species. Many countries are using cow urine, camel urine, goat urine. Some people get the urine from their dogs and their loved ones and their pets. It really doesn't matter. It's a universal panacea, and it proves itself over and over and over again. Saturation dosing is something that you can start any time now. That's basically increasing the use of the topical protocols as well as the oral protocol so that you can clean out your elimination organs sooner than later and get ahead of any kind of pollution in the world, in the air, whether it's food, whether it's air, water, EMFs, 5G, whatever it is. That gives you an incredible immune system and immunity to all that other stuff. Shivambu, if you haven't figured out by now, is a category all unto itself. So it's like trying to explain infinity to people, to a finite mind when you're using an infinite concept. There's nothing that Shivambu cannot heal or cure except for what you believe it cannot heal and cure. And there's stories floating around for years about people who healed everything: multiple sclerosis, diabetes, AIDS, Alzheimer's, autism. We've heard about a 19-year-old turn it around. We've heard people with multiple sclerosis and cancer. And all this is happening all the time, but people aren't looking at it. And so I want to thank you guys for coming to this conference call today. We're going to come to a close here now. Any last questions, comments, or announcements anybody would like to make? Now would be the time.
Thank you.
Say thank you. Yeah.
Wonderful. This is going to be posted with links over on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Brother Sage. So you're welcome to watch it, share it, do your thing with it. If you have something you want to promote, Vanessa, Gary, or Rams, and you have a website address or a social media link, you want me to add that to the description, send it to me. I like supporting everybody in the community. All right, guys, this is the group hug time. You guys are the silent huggers. Blessings, guys. Have an awesome day.
You. Bye.
Much love to you.